Was that right?
See you, my darling. So it's kind of like oh, what? Because it was like the whole Richmond We've just got back from jumping. Have you guys seen that like that I can like season 3 work on it. I know you've not done that in a while, but like that could be even just to work on
Yeah, they just do one person searching everyone like it's going to be out.
Tonight.
Are we? There we go. Yes. Okay. Hello.
Hello, hi.
Sorry, my hands are freezing.
Yeah, just a bit of
Chilly.
mist in there, yes.
So how does it feel to be here at the hotly anticipated World Premiere?
Well, it's extremely exciting. It's been, I think I just screen tested about 2 years ago, so that's when it started for me. So it's wonderful to know that we're here, we're launching it, and everyone can start seeing our work on Sunday. So yeah, exciting.
Plug there. And what can fans expect from this season?
Well, I suppose you see more of the same. I mean, each is a beautiful film within itself, and so that's exciting. And you see the characters that have been set up so brilliantly in the first 2 series are now growing, and I think it gets more and more intense as you go through the series. And again, some great signposts on the road of the 60s along the way. So yeah.
And tell about your co-stars. I mean, Olivia looks like I haven't seen it yet.
Olivia, how's that? Yeah, they're all. Yeah, I was very fortunate to have a lot of scenes with her, and as the Prime Minister, so it was all joy for me. Yeah.
And tell about the challenges of playing obviously like a real life character.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sort of duty of care to get it right. So I did everything I could to do that, and did lots of research, and so it was. And I think he's such an iconic figure, and I think he's known so. His voice and his mannerisms and his pipe. So you've got to do all that, but you've got to make a real person as well. So, yeah, it was a joy.
Did you get sick of the pipe?
Well, I bit of a saddo. I actually bought a pipe even for the screen test. I wanted to get it right.
That's not sounds committed.
Yeah, probably overcommitted, but yeah, hopefully it pays off. And he loves cigars, of course. But,
Thank you very much for talking to you.
Just move along here next time.
Hello, very good.
Let you know the way that we do things outside when we've got loads of outside
In the middle of
place.
winter. Yeah. It's something which is so of such quality and is so popular.
Do you think that, do you ever worry about the way
I mean, we started off initially on The Crown. They have sort of teams of people who work very hard, and so you just like bash off an email and then one question and then come back with a 100-page document answered. So that was kind of made easy. I guess I worked really hard with someone called Polly Bennett, who did lots of movements, how he kind of holds himself, how he talks. Talking actually was with William Conacher, who's the kind of dialect genius. And so that was it. And then it was more about like sort of letting all that go and letting the character exist as its own,
Were there any little mannerisms of Prince Charles that you realised while you were doing your research that kind of carried through to when you were filming?
Yeah, so this is a little insight. So if you look for any footage of Prince Charles getting out of a car, little known fact, he'll go cuff link, this, the wave, every time. So that was one thing that's really stuck. And now if I get out of a car, I don't know.
Was it exciting to bring to life a character that certainly for the younger generation that we might not obviously be as much familiar with? Obviously we're very familiar with an older version of Prince Charles, but you bring to life a character as a person that we might not.
Yeah, I mean, for me it was. I don't know about you, my kind of response to Charles was kind of, my idea of Charles was the spitting image Charles. It's kind of like almost buffoon-like, But actually, that if that image exists, that might be just my head. But if that image exists, it exists because, in the 70s, Prince Charles was talking about the environment and climate change, things that we now take as read. And so any kind of balmy image of Prince Charles actually is proven right. So, yeah, hopefully this gives another aspect of his story and people kind of, I don't know, see him in a different light, hopefully a positive one. Yeah, I love that. Some of my favourite scenes are with Emerald Fennell, who plays Camilla, and we know the significance of that relationship in the kind of larger arc of the story. So
Look, there's Olivia.
I love playing those scenes. They're great. See you. Thanks.
Hello, Sean. How's it going?
Very good. How are you?
Good, thank you. I like your outfit tonight. Very regal.
Very regal. Yeah. Thanks.
How does it feel to be here?
Pretty good. Yeah, it's quite exciting, really. Lots of people. It's great.
And I have to ask, do you see like a physical resemblance to Charles?
In myself?
Yes.
I don't know. Do you? Do you see me?
Well, better looking.
The ears?
Yeah.
The ears are sort of doing the job. Better looking. Great. Yeah, I hope so. No, I'm joking. He was a good-looking lad as a young man. Yeah, I just keep reassuring everyone of that. Keep telling my girlfriend.
Have you ever been told that before you got the role?
No.
Okay, that's
No,
good.
never. I know, exactly. But I'm sure I'll get it lots now. But there you go.
And how is it? Do you feel like a pressure playing, obviously, a real-life existing man?
Yeah, in some ways I do. I sort of did at first, and then that kind of seemed to sort of melt away as I realised that, The Crown is not a documentary. I'm not a mimic. I'm never going to be able to do Charles exactly like, I don't know, a mimic would. And therefore, for me, it was more about playing this character and creating a character and working for Peter Morgan's beautiful story and working along that arc and that narrative.
Do you think he's seen it? Do you know if he's seen it?
I don't know if he's seen it. I do hope he sees it, of course. But I imagine he probably doesn't want to.
Nice,
I wouldn't want to watch a documentary or a drama about myself.
A nice family gathering, all of them just gathering around the TV together. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think that would be brilliant. I'd love to be in that room with them. Yeah.
And what's the most surprising thing that you've learned about him in your research? I presume you did some research.
Yeah. Most surprising thing is that he doesn't eat lunch, and that in every meal that he does have, he has a boiled egg. So there you go. Yeah.
He's really missing out on the
He
lunch
likes
thing, isn't he?
I know. Yeah. What a rubbish idea. He loves an egg.
Okay, brilliant. Well, that's great to know. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much.
Nice talking
Have a
to you.
nice evening. Hello.
Like sardines here.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, nice to meet you. How are you doing?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm alright, a little bit nippy, but I'm doing alright.
Yeah, lovely dress by the way.
Thank you so much.
So what were your favourite aspects of family researching character?
I really genuinely fell in love with her, and I feel like it all stemmed from my admiration for her confidence and her strength of mind. She's just really, she's committed to telling the truth, and I find Thank you. Have a good night. Hello.
Hello, Sean. How's it going?
I'm good. How you doing?
How are you holding on the cold?
Oh,
You okay?
I'm doing all right.
You look great. You've
Thank
managed
you.
it.
Am I?
Yeah.
Good. As long as we're having a good time, it's fine.
So, how does it feel to be here at the World Premiere?
Mental. It's genuinely mental. Like, it's like, what? It's what? I don't think I can quite fathom what's going on right now, honest to
And
God.
what can fans expect from this season, do you think?
I mean, what's so great about the show is that you're kind of like a fly on the wall in this amazingly fascinating family's home. Like, you get to go into Buckingham Palace. I feel like genuinely that is it. People are fascinated by this family, and what this show does is just open up those closed doors. So it's just, I'm genuinely excited for people to see it.
And how's it acting alongside these kind of guys?
I know. It's honestly, like, it's still a little bit mental that she's over there. They're lovely. Every single person on this show is the nicest human being, and I'm just, ultimately, I'm really grateful to be a part of it.
And during your research, what was kind of the biggest surprise that you came across?
Massive surprise, and like resisted kidnapping. So like someone like tried to kidnap her and she just told them no. Like, who does that? Anne does that. I love that.
That is a very good fact.
I know, right? That's the coolest person ever.
Well, thank you very much for
Thank you. It was lovely to
Hope
meet
you
you.
don't freeze.
Thank you. Hello. Get in. Like,
And again, very good. We'll have to go
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Let's just let go of it. She's such a
Thank you. We have the car right here. We're just going to go right next door.
Hi. So in your interview with Town and Country, you said that Margaret was the first tabloid royal, which the first tabloid royal.
Yes.
What aspect?
It's amazing what I say, isn't it? Did I? Really?
I thought it was really interesting.
Yes, but in a way she was, yes.
So what aspect of Margaret's history did you draw when you were researching that aspect of the character?
Oh, many aspects. I mean, I felt quite intimidated at first because Margaret's such a colourful character and she has many aspects to her, and that's kind of what was so, could you tell them to shut up? Bossy is one thing, she was. So in a way that was a gift, but also to do her justice, it meant that I went in search of, also the big thing is we're not impersonating, we're just trying to capture the essence of something. Vanessa was a great, Kirby was incredibly generous when she handed it over. It was like she's giving up her favourite child for adoption, and she was very, very reassuring, but also gave me some great pointers, and I did everything, I threw everything, because I felt like, through mostly for anxiety, like, but also because she's such a complicated person, which is a great gift to play. I don't think she found it easy necessarily to be alive, which boy is she fun to play.
I'd be amazed if they watched it.
Can you compare her to any of the other characters that you've played for previously?
There was only a tiny bit. The Red Queen had a problem with her anger, and Margaret at times had a temper. But it was more, I realised that in a way that could be blown out of proportion. She was way more complex than the Red Queen. And there's something about somebody's anger, it keeps people, it's a form of defence, and I think Margaret, as anybody who's well known, you can feel very vulnerable, and you can be, and sometimes she came over as sharp, but it was a way of protecting herself.
Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Hi Helen, how are you doing? Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
So was it a no-brainer to take the role? Was it always...
No, you know what, it wasn't. I took my time. I think I'm quite annoyed. Because Peter Morgan, who I know, he asked me, and I was like, oh, can I see a script? And he said, what do you mean, see a script? Olivia has lots of read script. I said, well, I'm not Olivia, am I? And I just thought, oh, that's interesting. Already the sibling rivalry started. And I said, look, I can only know if I can play someone, or if I can offer them something, if I see the words on the page. And it's always the words on the page that make me do something, or not. So he gave me episode 10. I said, yeah, you're on. I can do it. So it wasn't initially a no-brainer. And then it was, once I read it.
And did you know Olivia before? Were you friends before?
I had met Olivia. We both actually played the same part. We played the Queen Mother. It's very incestuous, and we've often played the similar parts. Like she played Madame Thénardier in Les Mis, and I did that too. So we've been, but not properly. We never had a proper conversation. No, but I also knew that we get on very well, and we have.
And do you think the royals watch it?
No idea. But that's the great thing about them. We don't know. And we can only presume and make conjectures, as The Crown is about. It's projecting whatever we want onto them.
Just imagine them all sitting around drinking tea and watching it together.
If I were them, I'd be incredibly annoyed. But I think they would treat it with a great deal of sense of humour, too. I'm sure they would.
Well, thank you very much for talking to you.
Thank you.
You played so many amazing characters. Is the pressure really on for this real-life character, though?
Yeah, it was at the beginning. I felt freaked out because everyone seems to know. In fact, Craig Brown had written and published a book called Lamb Darling, which was the very fact that she met so many people, Princess Margaret, and she made such an impression on everyone. So she's somewhat. I was very threatened by that, and also the fact that Vanessa had won a BAFTA, and it was like, oh, the bar is high. So the sense of vertigo, I think, for all of us at the beginning. Thank you.
No worries. Good to meet you.
Thank you very much. Hello, Sean. How's it going? Sorry, my hands are absolutely frozen.
How many hours have you been out here?
Ages.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. So how does it feel to be here at the world premiere?
Exciting. Yeah, I'm really excited for people to see it, for it to drop onto Netflix on Sunday, and it's been a long birthing. We started making it over a year ago, and now we're here, and I think we've made some 10, really great episodes of TV, and be interesting to see how it goes, and hopefully people will, come to like and admire and want to spend time with us as much as they did with the first cast.
And it's so hotly anticipated as well. Do you kind of feel the pressure with that, or not really?
Yeah, of course. And you sort of just have to blot it out, really, because that doesn't really help. You have to sort of go away to Elstree, get your head down, make the show as best you can, and then see where you end up. Yeah.
And what was the most interesting fact that you learned in your research, your character research?
I can't give you one fact, but I did learn a lot. I didn't know a huge amount about him before starting to work on this, I think he's a pretty interesting man. There's a lot to admire. I think he's given a lot to to the institution of the Crown and a lot of service and dedication. So, you know, for that, he deserves credit and admiration.
And so the royals are watching it. Do you think they sit around the TV with cups of tea and watch it?
I doubt it. I mean, I'd love to the idea of that, but I'd be amazed. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much. Enjoy the premiere.
Good to meet you. Take care.
And Lucy, how are you doing?
I can't see it. Yes, I mean, yeah, that would be amazing. I hope it's okay.
I don't think he would hold back from giving you anything.
Oh no, he would tell me what he thought. I mean, that's for sure.
It's got to what take into your own life from this. Have you learned anything from it?
I learned something from it.
You're a bit posher now.
Am I a bit what?
Posher.
No, I haven't changed at all. I think.
Doesn't really do interviews either, so I'm just going to text. So it's going to be half an hour walk to this party that I'm going to. So what?
Good guess though. And next one up for me.
Hello, hi, hello, how are you? Good to see you. Hi.
It's coming off our socks, this piece of camera, so I don't know whether it should come off the side, so that it's not sock, piece of camera. Yeah. So if we're coming off that,